Welcome back to another first impression, this time for the anime. With you, our love will make it through. Synopsis from any list. When high schooler Marie bumps into a fellow tardy student, she's surprised to find out he's a beast folk who's to attend her school. After all, it's not rare for beast folk to coexist alongside humans, but it is still uncommon, with the prejudice and all. Nervous to meet one at first, Marie soon learns there's more to him than his furry exterior. In fact, the more she gets to know him, the more she finds herself drawn to him, his steadfastness, his kind-heartedness, and his body. I watched the first 3 episodes. We have Dog Boy and we have Marie. There's some background information. There is some kind of experiments that humans did that led to beast folk. Beast folk are together in like a little enclosed area. And if they want to leave, they need a permit. So he is allowed to go outside. He is then going to go to this human school where he meets Marie. Now, our dog boy, he's very smart. He's very athletic. He is trying to evade any hostility, even though there's some prejudice against him. He's trying to dodge all of these interactions because he knows if there should be some kind of fight, or he would be seen as aggressive, then he would be seen more than a monster and less than equal to a human. Now, very early on, we have these two characters interact. He is grabbing her off the ledge, helping her off the ledge, and she seems a little bit perturbed, not knowing what to do because the beast person, very rare, she doesn't know what to do. She's a little bit lost. However, she seems to not be opposed to him. We later on in the first 3 episodes, we find out real quick she likes him. She likes him pretty quickly. Now, beast people are seen as somewhat dangerous. There is some reasons behind that. One of them is that beast people have a mating season, which is March and April around. Now, that is why most beast people in that time frame are back in the commune, in their little enclosure. There's also medicine that tries to defeat that, mating season urge. Now, we find out our main boy, Dog Boy, he does not have this mating season because his parents are a beast person and a human. So that is the, more or less the basics. Essentially, a little bit of a romance. That romance is progressing pretty quickly. We fight a little bit of the prejudice. That seems to be the idea. Now, this show seems to be heavily targeted towards a female audience, which is not a bad thing. However, I do want to mention this here. I also have a little bit of an example. I'm going to skip around here. There we go. You can clearly see they wanted to showcase his attractiveness. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We have shows that are focused on male audiences that showcase the female body. Why not do the same for the male bodies? Sure. He's a dog person. Who cares? Cat girls exist as well. So, you know, so far, okay, fine. Now, overall, this show is not aimed at me at all. So I can only really follow what other people say about the show. It seems fine. There is one part that I felt was weird. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Ratings wise, any list has it at 69%. Nice. My anime list at 6.93, which is interesting. Normally, any list is a little bit lower than my anime list. So there is something is odd here with the ratings. I would say like a 7 out of 10. It's fine. It's not for me. Definitely not for me. However, this show, it knows which demographic it is going for, and it is, I assume, doing that successfully. Now, for the one part that I find weird, people that watch the show probably know, this is going to be a little bit spoilery. We know that our dog boy, he's not like the other beast people. He doesn't have a mating season. Now, that means he doesn't really have an interaction with his urges whenever that rises. He then gets put into a locked room with Marie. Now, one reason or the other, he is getting a sweet smell from Marie, which activates his urges from the mating season. And because he has no experience with that, he is unable to stop himself. He is literally pinning her down. And he is licking her neck all over. He is, you know, more or less trying to assault her. Literally. And that was somewhat weird. Especially because after this is resolved, nothing happens. But she seems to not really mind that much. Naturally, she doesn't want this to happen. But she's still attracted to him. She does not seem too scared, which I would have assumed would happen because you nearly got assaulted. But I guess, sure. A little bit weird. Not what I can understand, but I'm also not female. Now, later on, for some reason or the other, our dog boy, he's smart. He's like, hey, they form a little group, those two and this boy in the back, and they're like, okay, let's go stay together. Let's try to make our dog boy a little bit more, showcase his good sides to everyone so that prejudice dies down a little bit, okay? And our dog boy is like, hey, we can do that, fine. Or he gets more or less overruled, but he's like, okay, sure, do what you want. However, I'm not going to work with Marie because he's scared that he would again hurt her because he can't help himself. He can't fight these urges, or he could not fight these urges inside the locked room. They did not appear again. So what they did, they reenacted the same situation, in which it then became clear that whenever Marie more or less gets a little bit too interested in our dog boy, that this seems that he can smell that, and that leads to those attacks. That is at least what we find out. Which leads to her getting nearly assaulted again. And she's like, oh yeah, everything is fine. Which is weird. Is it not weird? I feel that is weird. But sure. At least they now have an idea of what to look out for. But those two scenes felt a little bit... They were like a little too much. But, you know, that is all. Otherwise, It seems fine.